Welcome back, and we are going to be doing a top four. So we have Jonathan and Jake. Seen both of them today. Seen both of them do really good. Jake, we just come off the stream, just come off that win, so really fresh and ready to go. Jonathan has been slaying it, 5-1-1 in the same boat as Jake. So we're going to see here who is going to be into the top two. How are these top four going to place? I saw Jonathan's game earlier was really good. I really enjoyed seeing his play style and seeing his deck. Really glad that we get to see that again. And Jake, he's going to be playing that Ruby Amethyst as good as, if he's doing it as good as last time, we're in for a good one, because that play was one of my highlights of the tournament today. Was that Madam Mim Lady Tremaine bounce.
Oh yeah,
that was so good. All right. All right, so now we got both players getting through their mulligan, shuffling it up, ready to go. Looks like Jonathan's good, happy with his hand. I don't even know if I saw a mulligan. Who knows? I'm blind.
all right. Looks like we're getting started here.
Yeah, we have that hour timer on, throwing out that very simple and clean Mickey play. Oh, it's a mirror match. That's right. I forgot Jonathan is on that. I could have sworn Jonathan was on the
Amber Ruby.
Yeah, Amber Ruby.
I think that's what he played against when last time he was on stream.
Ah, okay. All right. Not much he can do here. Gonna pass that turn after ink.
So John's at 1. And so is Jake.
Both of them rocking those minis and one bouncing the other back. So,
Quest for 1 on John's side and play a Surfer and pass.
oh, miniature army.
Mini army.
Jake has been doing a phenomenal job today, staying calm under pressure when it comes to these matchups, being comfortable, being well behind. You can kind of tell there's a good chance Jake was probably playing the Ruby Amethyst control deck in Chapter 1. He's very comfortable in that late game.
Oh, and there comes a fidget.
Did not really giving that mini any chance to breathe.
Not at all.
All right, Maleficent dropping down, getting that card draw from Jonathan. Ooh, plenty of card draw in his hand with that Friends, and he's got the spell book to put that pressure on. Doesn't have to worry about it going away. Very tempting to want to get that out next turn, potentially.
He's going to quest with the mini anyway, going to 4.
Yep. Take that early lore advantage while you can. If it's going to be taken out, it's going to be taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there we go. Get that mini out of here. The biggest thing is that Fidget can do it and then live. You know what I mean? It would be much more of an even trade if Fidget died with it, but him going out, him staying around, I'm surprised you only see him in some deck lists. You know, not all the deck lists. It's great for that mirror.
Yeah, it's really only good for the mirror.
All right, having Maleficent sing the Friends on the other side, has another Maleficent, another Friends in the wings, gonna draw, really getting his resources up, knows he doesn't have to worry about anything like Steel Wheel like he was before in the last matchup, so definitely kind of, with the mirror match, it allows you to lean into certain things, even though you have to be wary of some stuff. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like it's a more comfortable matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Bounces Mim, take out a Maleficent, allowing him potentially to cycle the Mims. So always, oh, never mind. To the Inkwell it goes, and a Cusco comes down. Choosing to prioritize the card draw. Seeing that his opponent has tons of it, I think he doesn't want to be left in the dust, essentially. It's like 8, 9 cards in his hand. We have the Lady Tremaine coming down, getting rid of the Cusco, gets that card draw off of it, and now I think we're seeing a turn sideways for 4 for Jake. All right, inking that Maleficent, leaving that card face up. All right, Olaf going down, giving him 7 ink. Be prepared is now a threat, using Maleficent to take out the Fox, and then questing for 2, bringing the Ursula down, and then dropping Jake 1 down to 9.
Drew a Be Prepared.
And was able to draw Be Prepared. That's a great card to have, especially when Ursula can sing it.
John quested for 2, 1 up to 6.
Jake looks like he's questing for another 4. Jake now bringing out his own Ursula, bringing Jonathan down to 5, and now presenting Lethal.
Yep.
Yep, definitely going to have to sing the Be Prepared right there. Getting the 2 questing off of the Lady Tremaine beforehand. And now he has full ink to play what he wants. Able to play an Ursula, dropping Jake down to 12 and getting him another card draw. Really great play right there. Really, had that not been in his hand, oof, it was pretty much a wrap. Throw down some ink, bringing him to his total of 8 ink now. Jake
Probably going to combat that with an Ursula of his own. Yep.
Yep.
John goes to 6.
Back
picks
down.
up a Tremaine and plays a Olaf. Pass turn. Dragon for Jonathan. Very, very big. Because now I can take out the Ursula before I can sing. Be prepared if needed.
Yep.
Just going to quest for 3. Go to 9. Play Melly. Did he ink?
Does need to ink in order to play that dragon. There we
Yeah.
go. All right. So was able to get up to 9. Plays a dragon now. That Lady Tremaine in Jake's hand going to be able to take out one of them. I'm choosing the dragon. Honestly, I want that questing power from Ursula and the bigger butt. Jake having to choose what it is he wants to do here. Looks like with that amount of ink, he doesn't. Yeah, he does have enough for the dragon if he chooses to play it. He does have that in his hand as well. Opting to go for the choice, and yeah, Jonathan getting rid of the dragon, leaving that Ursula on the field.
Yeah, so it's crazy. All 4 of top 4. Ruby Amethyst.
All 4 of top 4. So shows how strong that deck is for sure. I think, and on top of being strong, consistent.
Yeah. Does what it does best.
Ursula questing, Goat coming out. So 4 lore going out for Jonathan. All right, so now once again, it looks like Jonathan could have potentially lethal on the board if he has any way to get rid of his own goats. And if not, he does have that spell book, so also another way to be lethal. Jonathan might walk away with this one. Jake contemplating if he has any moves left, what he wants to do. Was able to get that bounce mechanic off of Lady Tremaine earlier. If I only had more ink, he could do it again. So we're going to go sideways for 4. So Jake going up to 17 now. And
Honestly, it could just be play Mally to get rid of the Ursula. Seems like that's the only line.
yep. So he's going to ink, giving him that 9 ink, play the Maldragon, get rid of the Ursula, and now he has 2 goats on board. Still not enough, though, with that spellbook in hand.
Yep, that's about it.
Gonna draw the card. Nice clean board, nice and tidy. But
Or right is, oh god, whoops.
all right, so a little bit of a typo on our part. Jonathan actually sitting at 14 lore, and Jake sitting at 17 lore. So a little bit of a typo there. Jonathan just get rid of a goat, so that would put him up to 15 now, I believe. Now the goat taking out the Olaf. So now with that,
That's
I still think
game.
Jake has game right there. There's nothing really he can do. All right. Not sure what we're contemplating here. Trying to see if there's any path for him. I think he has that Lady Tremaine, so that's going to stop him from having the lethal. So he will go up to 19, but
has a
all he
goat.
has he needs a goat, and he's right in there.
Yep.
Oh, and a
Top
top
deck
deck
goat.
That's all right. All right. Well, there you go. Jake wins round 1 of that. That was pretty, again, smooth. You look, Jake looks like he's out of the count, like he's down, and then bam, he just comes up, rises from the ashes like a phoenix. Yeah, those goats are definitely great, especially when you utilize them with, usually the be prepared and stuff of that nature being such a negative to you, and then, that goat kind of makes it a little bit more tempting. So I think purple Amethyst is going to be here to stay for quite a while with a combo that powerful.
Next up, I'm definitely gonna try Ruby Emerald with Jim Hawkins in that new location that gives all the characters on it ward and evasive.
Yeah, that's going to be really
gonna
great.
be powerful.
For sure.
I agree. I definitely think Goat was a poor design card. Artificial lore gain should not be on characters that also produce lore when they're defeated or even when they quest. When I saw that card, I knew it was going to be a problem the second I read the card text. Not a fan.
Going through their mulligans now. Jonathan electing to get rid of 2 cards. And looks like Jake is going to... He's debating if he wants to get rid of 3 or 4. Gonna go ahead and look like we're going for 4 cards. All right. So both players have their mulligans sorted out. Definitely tricky when you're trying to decide, what cards to pick, especially when it gets to like, all right, now I'm actually gonna make some money on this one if I win this.
Yeah.
I really I don't wanna go home knowing I could have, grabbed a different set of cards and maybe grabbed a little different set of cash at the same time.
Or any cash at all. Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if in the future they change the wording on any of those cards to make them less effective. That would be one heck of a what I believe it's called a rata change. Yeah, I think it would be a pretty hefty one. Most of them have been fairly small, but I mean, it's not something that I don't think shouldn't be talked about at all, because I mean it is strong. I don't know how strong. I don't know if too strong. But then again, I haven't played other card games, so there's probably stuff that's very similar to it in other card games, and so there's probably more knowledge to know how strong it actually can be. However, I think that the opportunity to talk about it should be there. Now, playing that Pinocchio, I believe that's the one of Pinocchio in Jonathan's deck from earlier, and he played it out early with no really use case for it, which tells me that was his only turn 2. Might as well put it on the field.
I'm gonna play Maleficent, get that card draw, and probably leave the Pinocchio back. Yeah, at that point, I wouldn't even have played it.
Yeah, I really think that saving it would be better for there. I think that Jonathan might just want to take that early lead against Jake, seeing how it played out last time, realizing that maybe Jake, played that late game pretty well. Maybe I want to try to go more aggro because this deck has the potential to try to be aggro, but I don't think he has the right cards for what he wants to do right now.
Yeah.
Gonna sing the friends on the other side. Gonna draw Teeth and Ambitions and another Maleficent. So that Teeth and Ambitions is not bad. It will help with that evasive Minnie Mouse. Won't fully fix the problem, but will help.
Didn't see a fox, it looks like. Fox would have been very good right here.
Yeah.
To bounce back that Pinocchio.
All right, so we're gonna elect to play the rabbit here. Draw the card.
There's a snake. And he's going to turn everybody sideways. Go for 2 more, go to 4.
And thank goodness that Minnie was a common, because I think I just saw him bend it in half. So. All right, Jake throwing out a rabbit of his own. I didn't like the rabbit at first, but I'm seeing a lot more utility for it for sure. I just, it being uninkable 4, kind of weak. I mean, really, it's an expensive card draw, but it's a consistent card draw.
Yeah, guaranteed pot of greed.
And I think that one's banned, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that was one of those cards that I remember from when I was a kid playing Yu-Gi-Oh! One of those old school good ones, which I'm sure we'll see tons of that with Lorcana, where you see some of these cards right now that are just so strong, so powerful. Eventually, there's a good chance they may not be able to be played.
Yeah. Interesting to see the route that they go. If they do decide to implement a ban list or a rotation, something needs to be done, in all honesty.
Gonna take out that Cusco by sending the rabbit and Maleficent into it, I think, but no, just the Maleficent. Sorry, he quested with the rabbit and then sent the Maleficent into it. So now Jonathan looking like he's at 7 lore and Jake at 4. We had to fire the last guy doing the lore. We have a new intern. He's doing great. Jake now going to go ahead and throw some ink down. The what was that one called again?
You Can Fly.
You Can Fly.
Haven't seen that card be played yet.
No, I'm surprised. A lot of people I'm assuming put it in their deck to deal with Minnie, and we have Minnie, and we're not using it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
interesting deciding to get rid of the Pinocchio there.
Yeah, taking out the Pinocchio. I think he's worried about that. Bouncing it back and actually getting any value out of the Pinocchio at this point.
4 characters on Jonathan's board. It's kind of worrisome that he's not. Okay. Now he can at least take one of the characters out.
Yep.
So he can stay ahead in the lore race. But
probably going to end up going for the, I would say the rabbit, right? Make sure he can't bounce it, get more and more off of it.
Yeah.
It's tough between the Maleficent and the rabbit on that one.
Yeah, definitely the rabbit.
Yeah.
If he's going to get the draw anyway, it might as well be on exiting the field completely.
100%. All right. Now it's Jake's turn. I'm sorry. Now it's Jonathan's turn as we go into... You can like 6 ink for this turn. And gonna turn sideways for 3. So putting himself at 10, and then
Question one more for 11. And surprisingly bounce back the Maleficent there.
and not the rabbit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe he wanted a Frank.
He didn't have enough to play that spellbook and use it, which kind of sucks. You want to be able to do both in the same turn, but the threat is still there, and that's important.
Yeah, John is no longer in top cut. He lost in top 8.
And just so we're clear, John Lee is who we're talking about. Is no longer in Top Cut. I'm sorry, he did not make it through into top 8. He lost. I think he was like close though. I think he was like 9th or 10th. He did really good.
No, he top
Oh, he
eighted.
did top 8.
He top
John Lee
eighted.
did.
Yes. but
Okay, he just didn't make top 4.
Did make top 4.
Ah, I gotcha. There is like 6 or 7 Johns in the
No,
tournament.
yeah,
today.
yeah, definitely. My dilemma with being named Michael.
Yeah. I'm Ryan, so I get confused with Ryans, Bryans, any of that thing, any of that nature. All right, so he's going to use that Madam Mim to take out the Madam Mim, it looks like. Nope. Changes his mind. Has that Lady Tremaine, not sure if he wants to play it. Now, Jonathan playing really slow compared to how he's been playing.
Yeah.
I feel like he is not. This is not a hand he's used to seeing or dealing with. He doesn't seem like he knows exactly which way he wants to go, and that has not been his play style this whole time. He's been very like, I know exactly what I'm doing, very quick turns. So definitely he can tell that this is an important one right here because he's already on the loss. He has the lead. He doesn't want to fumble the bag right there at the finish line.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to. Looks like we played the Maleficent down. And we're going to use that spell book to go up 1.
213.
And then a Mim to bounce back the Maleficent to take out the other Mim.
Really?
All right, so they trade. Definitely would have loved to have that other Mim, but if you're not going to be able to bounce the Mim and have that trade, I can see that. Well, at least she's getting that benefit from the Maleficent. Doesn't have to lose a character on board to play it. So there's definitely some argument to make that play for sure. Now we have Jake going to play his own rabbit, draw a card, leaving him with 2 ink, it looks like. I don't know if he's inked yet this turn, though. Minnie going to go ahead and quest for 2, bringing it up to 6, and Maleficent quest for 1.
I missed 2.
Okay, so he's at 9.
So, and he actually used You Can Fly on the Maleficent to give evasive.
Very good. So now Madam Mim has no targets. That evasive will last until the start of Jake's next turn. So it'll get all the way through Jonathan's turn. Jonathan playing a goat for the extra lord of 14.
$15. 16.
Spellbook. Oof, when you start having the goat on the board, the spellbook, you're in those high teens. That's a tough place to be against. Lethal on the board now for Jonathan.
He's got a Teeth of Ambitions in his hand. Gonna quest out.
Okay. Possibly a Be Prepared.
13.
Definitely going to use that Be Prepared. Okay. So definitely a good move, but still Jonathan goes up 1 because of the goat. Doesn't need much now with a... Ooh, looks like he has another goat in hand. Oh, if he has a Mim. What a salty way, spicy way to get this one out. Is that a snake he just drew?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he's doing it. And he drew this. Oh, what a sneaky way to win. I love that. Good job to Jonathan right there. Playing smart, playing controlled. Definitely for 2 games. I think they just got done with 2 games in 24 minutes. So about 12 minutes per match. Fast matches right there. That is a fast matchup, especially when we know the top 4 is running Ruby Amethyst. We don't really expect to see it lasting too much longer than 20 minutes, but 12 minutes? Those are fast games. So Jake putting a hurt down on game 1, Jonathan answering back on game 2. So now it's going to be Jonathan on the play. I'm sorry, Jake on the play, Jonathan on the draw. We'll see how that affects this final standing. I really do feel like on the draw, man, it has put so many matches have come down to who's on the draw, who's on the play. And I honestly love that compared to draw, 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 which was what I felt like the entirety of chapter 1 felt like, with just these super long matches that would always go overtime.
Yeah.
All right, so Jake and Jonathan now figuring out their mulligans. Jonathan getting rid. Ooh. 5.
Did not like his head.
Is he getting rid of 5 or keeping 5? Oh, he's getting rid of 5. Man. All right, let's see what he gets.
Goat
Already a
fox.
great. Oh, double goat fox. Is that another fox? And oof. Those are great cards. You don't want to see just that, though. He doesn't have a 1. I don't think he has a 2. Which is it salty or spicy? It's salty spice. It's the 7th Spice Girl that they don't talk about as much. But she's really cool. She's really great. She has an Instagram. You should follow her. Salty Spice. She's actually the 12th hidden urban spice from KFC. Yeah, they don't tell you about that one. Long lost members. Spice Girls, exactly. All right, we're going to go ahead and ink a Maldragon to put out the Minnie Mouse, and Jonathan going to throw some ink down and pass right away. Not a strong start for Jonathan's hand here going into this last match of the round. Cusco coming out. Easy quest from Minnie right there.
Doesn't look like he has a 2-drop either.
Yep. That's going to make it hard to bust out any of these plays. He's not going to have any traction until turn 3, inking a goat. And just going to... Oh, he does have a Cusco.
Okay, good,
Thank
good.
goodness. All right, so at least he had a turn 2. Not the best start to the match, but thank goodness. I mean, really, you're losing out on turn 1 and turn 2. Not a great start against this mirror. So, let's see. He's going to drop a snake into the ink. Quest for 2. Play a mini. Ooh, Jake is going really aggressive this match, just right into the questing. Seeing that weakness, not having a turn 1, it was like, oh, I smell blood.
Just for 1 for Jonathan. Not a lot going on.
All right. So now Jonathan able to finally do some stuff. Most likely going to choose to get rid of the Maleficent, bring the Cusco back, and then take out the Minnie Mouse. Not allowing any card draw, get a little bit of movement on that board. He's got to get that Minnie Mouse under control as soon as possible so she doesn't run away with the game or or ski away with the game. She's surfing or skiing?
She's surfing.
She's surfing, that's right. Right here, she looks like she's on one big old ski. All right, so now going in, we have another goat. So he's back up to 2 goats. Okay. Choose to possibly get one out right now. Ooh, gonna elect for the rabbit. Going for that card draw. Drawing another surfer. Gonna take out the Cusco, giving him a card draw himself. Now that Mim is gonna look like she's gonna be able to get 3 bodies, which is great value out of the Mim.
Man. 10.
All right, so now Jake taking the pass here and sending it over to Jonathan with a big old lead on Lore right now, 9-1 with another 5 on the board. Jake's looking, these last few, Jake has been really struggling with like having to come back from the depths. Now he's in control. Now he has the game kind of like where he wants it. Let's see if that he can handle. Is that going to make him play in a different way, or is he good with that too? All right, Is that a third mini in Jake's hand? It is a third mini. Wow. All right. Taking the Maui off that card draw. Doesn't really feel like he's going to need it. And another mini coming out, questing it out, putting 4 more on the board, bringing him up to
13, and that's lethal.
Yep.
That's actually lethal, yeah.
Yeah, there's not much that
Has
Jonathan's
to
going to
play
be able
Lady
to do.
Tremaine. That's his only out.
Yeah.
Or Crab to make Mini big. Yeah, it's his only out. Oh my god.
So he's questing for 3 right now, bringing him up to 5.
This is top 4. We don't know if they're gonna play out the finals or not.
Depending on who makes it to the final, I know there's someone out there that is probably going to play it out. If he makes it there,
Nope,
we'll probably see it.
That looks like that's game.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's game. Jonathan with the concede.
Wow.
Unfortunate start to that one. You really hate to see that. He had such a bad opening hand.
Yeah.
Mim, go, and another uninkable. I think he ended up keeping a Mim from his very first mulligan, then drew 2 more. Like,
Yeah.
oh god, you hate